It is amazing. We are back in person. 3 years of doing this virtually, and I am just thrilled to see each and every one of you here. My name is Candace Burns, and I serve as the Director for Inclusion and Workforce Development here at Dana-Farber. So excited to see each and every one of you. Welcome to our families, our guests of families, our supervisors, our DFCI colleagues that are in the room, and so many other guests representing various areas of our lives. We welcome you here to Dana-Farber. We are poised and looked at as an institute that can impact both the clinical and economic health of Boston families and neighborhoods. The Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Office, along with Workforce Development, provides meaningful programs and experiences that equip youth and adults with the necessary career and college readiness skills and resources to successfully pursue a post-secondary education, career and career advancement, hopefully in healthcare, hopefully right here at Dana-Farber. Today is a result of the work that is done in this area. You will hear from students who are part of our academic year program. All of them started as part of our summer program. I have seen a little preview of these presentations, and you are in for a treat. We are all amazed at the growth, development, and the learning that has taken place thus far. So congratulations to each and every one of our student trainees. Your success is our success, and our success is your success. We are extremely, extremely proud of you. Before we get started, I have to stop and recognize the amazing workforce development team. And so I want to call them each by name so that you know who they are. I am blessed to be able to lead the endeavors at Dana-Farber, to do this work, but more importantly, to do it with amazing individuals, all right? So I want to first recognize Kathleen Pena, who's our program manager for adult development and is supporting us today in helping to get people registered. Lauren Butler, brand new to our team, on the adult side again, helping us to register today. Thank you, Lauren and Kathleen, for being here. Gabby Coe, who is our support specialist, but works really closely with each of our students in helping them as they explore colleges and careers here at Dana-Farber. And then Deb. Deb sat in this chair as a student many years ago, and is also part of our team, serving as an administrative support specialist. And we are so thankful to have her in this space because she has walked the walk and now she is talking the talk. And finally, I am about to turn it over to our Senior Program Manager for Student Training Initiatives, Rachita Hiranyakit, who will serve as our MC this afternoon, who I've had the pleasure of working with for the last 10 years, who you all know, right? If you haven't seen her, you have heard her voice, and again, has just done an amazing job at bringing forth these efforts. So again, welcome. There are refreshments in the back. I speak to our guests and families and others in helping yourselves. Students, I would suggest you wait till after you present and then help yourself. At least that's my theory. But those treats are back there for each and every one of you. And please go at your leisure. Welcome back to in person and welcome to Dana-Farber. All right.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon. Awesome, awesome. My name's Rachida Haranyakit. I'm the Senior Program Manager of Inclusion and Workforce Development. Gosh, it's so great to see you all here in the room. And so we are here, to celebrate our student successes, but we're also here to hear some of their reflections, what they've been doing the last year, what they've learned personally and professionally. And so families, friends, mentors, colleagues, Dana-Farber supervisors, thank you all for being here. Congratulations to our students for successfully completing the academic year. I know it took a lot of perseverance and hard work to balance the different commitments of working, being a full-time student, your families, your social life. So I know it took a lot, but we all made it, right? And we all made it together, so a round of applause. Okay, I'm just gonna get started. So our first presenter today is An Liu, and An works in Cell Manipulation Core Facility. And so we'll wait on the applause till after the presentations, and the students can't wait for the questions that come after each presentation, so. All right, An, we're ready. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is An Liu. I'm a junior at John D. O'Brien High School, and I'm currently working at Cell Manipulation Core Facility, also known as CMCF, with my supervisor, Zamka Desai. And here's the presentation. So my department mission is to produce safe and effective cellular components for patients that are enrolled in novel therapeutic clinical research protocols. It's also approved to provide clinical stem cell transplant services to all Harvard-affiliated hospitals. My responsibilities at CMCF is to enter data to support the labs, and as well as stock supplies for the clean room facility. At the end of the year, I also need to send off old documents to make room for new binders, which I create for each quarter to file quality control and maintenance logs for the lab testing. During my time at CMCF, I always entered a lot of data into Excel and worksheets, which allow me to acquire technical skills such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. Communication is also important as it allowed me to improve my productivity, stronger relationships with people around me, and a better outcome overall. Since I started high school, I've always considering to pursue career in health science, which is why I joined Dana-Farber to learn more about career in health science. At CMCF, I was able to have a closer look at cancer research in action, which sparked my interest in career research and related careers. Cancer research and related careers. Dana-Farber also allowed me to develop new skills, build networks, receive mentorship from professionals, as well as giving me a unique opportunity to gain a sense of purpose and contribute to a larger cause. These are the people that I want to say thanks to for their tremendous help and support throughout my time at the program. And thank you for your attention.
Any questions for An?
All right.
Yes, Kathleen?
What was something that surprised you in your experience that you didn't anticipate?
Sorry, what was that?
What was something surprising that you just didn't anticipate?
I wasn't expect to be able to come in the lab and then having a look at all the technologies and all the advancement in cancer research, and yeah, that's kind of surprised me.
Thank you, Kathleen. And I know Jankar is here Ann supervisor, so thank you for supervising Ann, and Ann will continue this summer working in CMCF. So, awesome, great job. Okay, our next presenter is Ariani Mordan, and she works in pediatric neuro-oncology. Ariani?
Hello everyone, my name is Ariani Morden. I am a high school junior at Another Christian College. This academic year, I had the opportunity to support two different areas of pediatric, stem cell transplant and pediatric neuro-oncology with my supervisor Jennifer Quadra, and I've been in the department since summer 2021. The pediatric neuro-oncology department provides compassionate care to children with malignant and non-malignant brain and spinal cord tumors. The program, they treat brain tumor to the most recent advances in the cure through access to a range of clinical trials. While I was a stem cell transplant, some of my responsibilities were to upload patients' consents into PowerChart before they go into transplant. I also upload those documents into patient chart. In pediatric neuro-oncology, I support the survivorship clinic patient roster project that consists of transitioning discharged patients from the clinic by sending letters to their homes. I first upload those letters into PowerChart for communication record of discharge. Adaptability was one of the most important skills that I learned this academic year. Since I transitioned to pediatric neuro-oncology, I had to learn new stuff and get used to the new environment. Time management and organization are two skills that I learned through my time here in Dana-Farber. Having a calendar keeps me organized and made me learn how to balance school and work. Also, communication, since my first language is not English, communicating with people and some patients has helped me get better and more comfortable speaking the language. The picture on the left are my colleagues from stem cell transplant, and on the right is my current supervisor. Thanks to this internship, I have been exposed to my dream career, pediatrician. I also got the opportunity to shadow doctors, see patients in the doctor's office with them, which really was an amazing experience. Some of my favorite highlights from the program are college tours, which helped me on my path to choose the college when the time comes. Personal finance, which was a really helpful workshop, learning how to budget and save money. And lastly, HMS Med Science, which I learned how to work in teams to help an issue with a fake patient. Thanks to Candace, Gabby, Jen, Rashida, and my incredible family for supporting me through this long way. Does anybody have a question?
All right, any questions for Ariani? All right, thank you, Ariani. Okay, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Sally Arias, who works in interpreter service.
Hello everyone, my name is Sally Arias and I am a rising junior at Simmons University studying exercise science and public health. I have participated in the workforce development program for 2 summers and 1 academic year, and I'm working in the interpreter services department with my supervisor Nina Scott. So interpreter services provides language assistance services to patients and families who prefer to speak a language other than English or are deaf and hard of hearing, as well as to healthcare providers and support personnel to ensure effective communication and understanding across languages and cultures. Dana-Farber has 40 interpreters, and the top 5 languages are Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, Portuguese, and Russian. The department also works with 2 interpreter agencies that provide interpreter service for languages not on staff. They also provide video and telephone interpreting. So I started off helping with the launch of the interpreter ambassador role that combines the professional talents of a qualified medical interpreter with the welcoming spirit, information, and knowledge qualities of an ambassador. This role provides medical interpreting, ensures continuity of care, and wayfinding at Dana-Farber. It assesses patients' needs within scope and connects patients to resources like the Zakim Center and social workers. I also conduct surveys with Spanish-speaking patients specifically for the interpreter ambassador role, but I will go into more detail on that in the next slide. I also help support with dispatch calls from the department and provide support for other projects like the Qualified Bilingual Staff Program. That is for faculty and staff who are bilingual and want to communicate directly with patients without an interpreter, as well as the Welcome Gift, which is a notebook with a postcard with resources and partner with the Blum Resource Center to help the patient become familiar with Dana-Farber. So Interpreter Services is working on a quality improvement project. This quality improvement pilot project aims to evaluate the feasibility and impact of the interpreter ambassador role in Spanish-speaking limited English proficiency patients receiving care at Dana-Farber. Here you can see an example of one of the surveys that I use. And basically the patients fill out a survey after their first visit and after their fourth visits, and this helps us measure the impact of the interpreter role on Spanish-speaking patients. So what I've learned so far is a lot about the importance and value of speaking another language, and this has encouraged me to not lose my roots. Also, the role of the medical interpreter as part of the care team is so important for the patients because it allows them to be seen and feel supported and understand their care. Overall, throughout this program, I have had the opportunity to build my network and work on my resume and cover letter and professional finance and career panels that have helped me learn a lot about different career paths. These are just a few people I want to acknowledge that have helped me throughout this journey. And I just want to say a huge thank you to my supervisors, Nina and Beatrice. I look up to them as role models, and they have shown me that I can do anything that I put my mind to. Thank you.
Right. Any questions for Sally? So, yes, Sim.
What has this year been different in comparison to the other years that you've interned for work?
I have been able to develop more skills on how to manage projects. That's something that I never really knew how to do beforehand, and just learning how to create that structure and really communicate with my colleagues.
Awesome, thank you. And you all. So Sally's a college student, and I'm not sure if families and mentors and friends know. So we are considered a pipeline program. So we start as early as high school sophomores, and we'll follow them throughout their high school and then college career if they attend school nearby. And then when they graduate college, we want them back here at Dana-Farber. So in the last 16 years, we've been able to hire 70 of our alumni into opportunities. And so Sally, in 2 years, you're here. Right? So, awesome. Thank you. Our next presenter is Chardonnay Chambers, and she works in psychosocial oncology and palliative care. Chardonnay?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chardonnay Chambers. I'm in the Psychosocial Oncology Palliative Care, also known as POPSI. My department is located in the Jimmy Fund building. My supervisors are Christina Flynn and Amanda Bryant. I attend Madison Park Technical Vocational High School and also a dual enrollment student at Bunker Hill Community College. I will be a student at the Core College for BSc Nursing Program. This June, will be my 1 year being at DFCI. My department mission is to help patients and their families maintain the best quality of life during and after treatment. Our specially trained staff includes physicians, advanced patient nurses, pharmacists, psychologists, and social workers, and administrators who work closely with patients, oncologists, and other members of the healthcare team to provide integrated care, balancing the patient's needs for privacy and confidentiality with the need for key members of the team to understand critical issues with which the patient and family are coping. My job's responsibilities are conduct inventory of office and kitchen supplies. This responsibility helps me by making inventory supply lists and report it to my supervisor, which benefits the department to move smoothly. Assisting bereavement mailing, I work with my coworker Michelle Sinas by providing support to family members and loved ones following a patient's death. Prepare and send out patient letters. I mail letters to patients so that they could fill out questionnaires that would be benefit to the psychiatrist or psychologist, which also enables them to administer better care towards patients. Process and organize mail and faxes. I also process and organize mails and faxes for the department. My skills within the department that I've developed is Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook. I have developed these Microsoft suites because I have been using them daily. Time management, task prioritization, I have been proficient with my work and doing my task on time. Organization, communication, I have developed those two skills because it allows me to be more efficient and which enables me to be more communicative with my associates and supervisors. Within my DFCI journey, this journey has helped me to become a stronger student, which also developed my work ethics as an employee. It also helps me to develop my office skills in the business setting of the healthcare field and have early training that would help me in the future towards my nursing. Within this journey, I work hard to show that I could be accountable and reliable towards my coworkers, and if there's any given task, I can make the effort to complete them. I would also like to acknowledge Rachida and Candice in the work development program, and also my colleagues in the POPC department, Amanda, Michelle, Christina, Taylor, Chantal, Hakeem, Christopher, Jocelyn, and Keisha. Thank you. Any questions?
Mom, how'd she do, okay? Ms. Heinz Fisher is here from Madison Park. How'd she do? Christina, how'd she do?
Always well.
Awesome. Any questions for Chardonnay? Jennifer?
Remind me where you're going to school again?
Curry College for it's a nursing program.
Great job. Thank you, Chardonnay. Okay, our next presenter is Jeza Texera, and she works in the GU Oncology. Jeza?
Hello everybody, my name is Jada Texera and I'm a rising senior at John D. O'Brien High School, and I work in the Genitourinary Oncology Department at Dana-Farber with my supervisors Siobhan Coney and Geraldine Sannon. In genitourinary oncology, also known as GU-Onc, we provide compassionate care with the most effective therapies for prostate, kidney, bladder, and testicular cancer, as well as many other rare and common cancers. Staffed by medical, urologic, and radiation oncologists, our center offers the latest treatments fueled by ongoing discovery. Our genitourinary cancer experts work together to create an individualized treatment plan that offers you the most effective comprehensive care available. We have 24 physicians, clinicians, and caregivers, along with several nurses and physician assistants. Here in the Brookline location, we also have 7 administrators who I work closely with. I help the admins manage Conquer Fax, which is a platform to receive and send faxes. I organize incoming faxes. Some are labs, imaging, notes, and medical records and prescriptions. I email or send each fax to appropriate locations, either to the nurses, admins, PAs, or different departments in the hospital, and I mark them for upload in Epic. I also verify if the patient on the receiving fax is a patient or incoming patient of our providers using Epic. Epic is used by healthcare workers, patients, and organizations to manage health information, clinical workflows, and administrative processes. The system provides a unified and streamlined approach to healthcare management with the ultimate aim of improving patient care and outcomes. I also support administrative tasks and projects which include creating distribution lists and mailing. Working at Dana, I've learned how to fax and use Epic. I've gained knowledge of Microsoft Suite, some are Word, Excel, and Outlook. Before working here, I've never had a job. This is my first professional work experience. I've learned how to dress professionally and improve my time management skills. Being a part of the workforce development here at Dana, I was introduced to different healthcare careers like physician assistants and administration. I've now experienced what it's like to work in an administrative side of a hospital. Working with GU, I've developed several relationships with colleagues, my supervisors, Siobhan and Geraldine, and other admins. Some memorable moments that I've had with the workforce are HMS Med Science, where we were put in a stimulation to find diagnosis. I also enjoyed our tour of the imaging department, where I got to volunteer to demonstrate how an X-ray works. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge Candace Burns, Gabby Coe, Siobhan Coney, Racha Heron-Yackett, Geraldine Sen, and the GU Oncology Department. Thank you.
Any questions for Jeza? Mariana?
Do you think you would be interested in working with like GU in the future?
Maybe.
Okay, thanks, Jeza. Hi, Geraldine. And just for families, friends, and supervisors and students, this event is being webcasted, and so we will have a link to all the presentations that we will share with you all. And so if there are some people that are not in the room, you'll be able to see the presentations after. Our next presenter is Jia Liu from Thoracic Oncology. Jia?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jia Liu. I'm an 11th grader at the John D. O'Brien, and I'll be presenting thoracic oncology with my supervisors Emma Voligny and Michelle Sanchez. So what do we do? At the thoracic oncology department, we basically like to go through every individual patient to make sure that they get processed and is correctly in their great department. As we all know, the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute is to provide necessary care for patients who are diagnosed with cancer. And so basically, thoracic oncology accomplishes this by providing support and helping with the processing of the O21AO project. My responsibilities at thoracic oncology is determining whether patients are eligible for the O21AO project, which is a banking research study that primarily focuses on lung cancer patients. Next, I process patient consents, which are the O21AO projects. I created Excel spreadsheets with patient information for our research data specialists, in which our research data specialists are our main workers in the thoracic oncology program. Last but not least, I mailed out tissue samples that have been examined and researched on. During my time at thoracic oncology, some skills that I learned are Microsoft Suite, such as Excel and Access, which helped me provide support for our research data specialists. I learned some medical oncology, such as adenocarcinoma and obviously thoracic. Next, I learned Concord Fax, which is our faxing program that sent out letters to other outside hospitals that basically requested tissues. Next, I learned about EPIC, which is our patient information database. So my story and reflection, the reason why I came to Dana-Farber is to provide myself with more exposure to clinical researchers. And during my time, I actually shadowed my fellow research data specialists. And last but not least, I learned that I had accountability in fulfilling my expectations with my coworkers. And this was obviously a unique opportunity to further my career in the medical field. Some acknowledgements that I would like to give is Candace Burns, Gabby Coe, Hiranka Rachida, and Michelle Sanchez, and Emma Volugny. Thank you.
Questions for Gia? Or comments?
Yes.
Since you work in a research department, do you get to get patient interaction, or is it just
Yes, as I said in one of my slides, I actually shadowed one of the consents, so I got to talk to them.
Okay, thank you, Gia. So, as you can all hear and listen from our students so far, they're doing real work, right, in the department. So they're really, really contributing not only to their departments, but to the overall mission of Dana-Farber. So those day-to-day faxing and data entry, it all matters to the department. So great job. Our next presenter is Elodia Zilbrun, and she works in the Center for Cancer Equity and Engagement. Elodia?
Hello everyone, my name is Elodia Zilbrun. I am a junior at the John D. O'Brien School of Mathematics and Science. I am currently the intern at the Center for Cancer Equity and Engagement. My supervisors are Leslie Adjemfra and Maria Alanis. This is my first year at Dana-Farber, and I hope you learn a little bit more about the department. The Center for Cancer Equity and Engagement, aka CCEE, aims to ensure the work of the research that Dana-Farber Harvard Cancer Center, DFHCC, are driven by the needs of communities across Massachusetts. Through collaborative partnerships, the CCEE is committed to reducing cancer burdens and cancer inequity across the state. Our efforts are focused on achieving the following goals: monitoring the burden of cancer across Massachusetts communities, enhancing linkage between DFHCC researchers and communities in space of cancer disparities, creating strategies to increase minority access to clinical trials, and strengthening the impact of cancer outreach and education initiatives across the state. My responsibilities in the center are preparing for focus groups, which includes assisting with sending and responding to follow-up outreach emails, entering community health workers' information onto Excel, and data entry for the national outreach requirements. Some skills I've acquired while being there are communication, Microsoft Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint, and Teams, punctuality, and adaptability. During my time at Dana-Farber, I've learned to increase my time management skills, in which I've had to balance work and school and other personal issues. And I've learned throughout that the importance of communication, in which if you don't communicate in your workplace, then that can actually throw off everyone else in your workplace, because then they have to pick up from where you left off, which can be difficult. In the workforce development program, I've gotten to meet some cancer survivors, in which we've got to actually ask them questions. I've got to tour colleges that I actually added to my list of colleges I might want to attend. I've gotten exposure to other areas of healthcare and discovered my preferred work environments. Some acknowledgements that I have are my supervisors, Leslie and Maria, workforce development staff, Deb, Candace, Gabby, and Rachida, and workforce development student interns, especially Giovanni, Mia, and Geneva, because they have helped me throughout my journey here. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Any questions for Elodia? Kate?
What did you learn about the type of environment you like working in?
Mentioning that, I've learned that like certain office settings are not for me because in other jobs, I've been more interactive, and like certain office settings are not as much as with interaction with other people, which actually made me kind of feel a little bit bored. But yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Hi, congratulations, that was really good. I'm wondering if there was a piece of advice or insight that maybe you heard or learned from one of the cancer survivors that you had the opportunity to meet with.
A piece of advice that one of the survivors actually told us was, was that like no matter how you get to your finishing point, what's important is that you get there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elodia. Great job. And I think you all can relate that the experience, sometimes it's figuring out what you like, what you don't like, right? What you're good at, what you're not good at. And I think the students, as they go through this program, that's an important process for them as they grow into their young professionals. So welcome, welcome. Our next presenter is Fabrice Laurent, and he works in informatics and analytics in the bioinformatics team. Fabrice?
Hello everyone, my name is Fabrice Laurent, and I am currently a sophomore at Bunker Hill Community College, and I'm planning to transfer to UMass Boston for engineering, and I am on the informatics and analytics department for Dana-Farber and the bioinformatics team. So the overall function of the bioinformatics group is to contribute to Dana-Farber by using computers and different kinds of technology and math, such as biology and statistics, and many more subjects to help doctors and physicians better understand what cancer is and how to treat cancer. And in order to do that, we would partner with different teams to share data, different methods and tools, and establish best practices to make sure that our research is reproducible. Some job responsibilities and skills that I had in my department were to read and summarize engineering books and science books and related articles to that. I would broaden my understanding of mathematical concepts and apply it to daily tasks at my internship, and I would learn different kinds of coding, such as the R language, and I would learn how to code through the W3 Schools Tutorial website, which is basically a website where you could learn how to code, and at the end of it all, they give you a little quiz to test your knowledge and how well you can code. So my story started my senior year of high school, and at that point, I was just looking for a job. I wasn't really looking for anything specific, but then I applied to Dana-Farber, and when I first started, I was struggling a little bit. I wasn't punctual, I wasn't wearing the proper attire, but over time I was able to improve and do better and enjoy my time at Dana-Farber. As you can see in the pictures, on the left, that's where my first department was, and the picture in the middle is of me and all the other college interns, and the pictures on the bottom are some workshops that we attended and some field trips that we've gone on as well. And some of the reflections that I've had working at Dana-Farber are, it's been an incredible journey filled with learning opportunities, challenges, but through it all, I was able to grow. I was able to form meaningful relationships with different colleagues from different backgrounds and perspectives. And I was able to attend professional development workshops that would help me to advance my career and advance myself as a person. I learned how to save money and prioritize my mental health and many other things. And one other thing that I learned is that whatever path you decide to choose, whatever road you go down, you're never alone. You'll always have help and someone and many groups of people to help you on your journey. And these are some people I'd like to acknowledge. Deb, Lutz, Candace, Gabby, Rachida, Sandy, my bioinformatics team, and my lab control team, which was my first department that I worked with. Thank you.
Any questions for Fabrice? Lila?
Hi, Fabrice. Great presentation. You mentioned that when you first applied to Dana-Farber, you weren't too sure what you wanted to do. You wanted a job, super understandable. Since your internship, has anything you learned or any department that you worked in, has it influenced the career that you plan on seeking once you do graduate?
Yes. My first department, I was able to learn that I'm more of a visual learner. I like to be hands-on and creative, and my first department was able to help me to make the decision on what I really wanted to do. And originally, I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I went to college. I had a major, but I wasn't too sure about it. But throughout my time at Dana-Farber, I was able to learn more about myself and learn more about what I truly love doing, and that helped me to choose engineering.
Thank you.
How do you do, Lutz? Okay? Lutz is Fabrice's supervisor in bioinformatics. Thank you for being here. Our next presenter is Jacqueline Tran. Come on up, Jacqueline. And, oh, I'm sorry. That's my fault. Our next presenter is Isabel Elias, and she works in gastrointestinal oncology. Isabel?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isabel Elias, and I am a senior at Boston Latin School. I will be attending Northeastern University in the fall on the pre-med track, majoring in health sciences. My supervisor is Joshua Revlin, and I am currently in gastrointestinal oncology. So the purpose of GI oncology is to focus on giving the best care to patients dealing with malignancies in the GI tract. This includes the pancreas, the esophagus, the colon, and so forth. My department aids in giving new and innovative methods of helping our patients. Here are some of my job responsibilities. It includes entering clinical data for projects such as our HER2 heterogeneity project, which focuses on patients who are HER2 positive. This makes their cancers more aggressive and due to genetic amplification. Because of my variety of responsibilities, I'm able to properly navigate patient records using REDCap and EPIC. Additionally, I've helped with eligibility forms for our studies. Another part of my project was the neoadjuvant esophageal project, which consisted of labeling tissue slides for one of our amazing research project managers, Allison. Lastly, one of my favorite tasks is shadowing in both clinic and lab, as it is truly amazing to see how the patients are able to deal with their cancer diagnoses firsthand. I will talk about my time in gastrointestinal oncology as well as my time in the workforce development more on the next slide. But there are two things I really want to focus on in gastrointestinal oncology. First is its community. I have met so many amazing people here who I love and care about so much and have truly helped me in becoming the young intellectual I am today. Building a DFCI community has helped me in becoming a more professional person and learning tricks about college. And also, the duality of GI oncology and its clinical as well as office settings allow me to learn the basic skills I need in order to pursue my healthcare career, my desired healthcare career, and also to see the patient-based aspects of healthcare firsthand. Both of these things have helped me decide to pursue a career in healthcare. So here are some pictures that will help show what my road is in GI oncology. I started off in the summer of 2020, where everything was virtual, and then I first moved to general services. In the middle top picture, you can see me with my old supervisor, where I learned to be able to focus my care for mainly doctors, and that's where most of my work pertained. And then for the first time, I moved to gastrointestinal oncology, where I was able to see patients firsthand, as well as learn about EPIC and other resources that we use to learn more about patient diagnoses. The friends that I've made here, as you can see in the middle as well as on the bottom, have helped me so much in my career and also in me deciding to want to pursue oncology in the future. I've also loved everyone who's helped me do this, especially with networking, mental health, and resume workshops that I've done with the workforce development team. So, big thank you. These are the acknowledgements I want to give to everyone who have helped me so far. Any questions?
I see you have a fan back there. You have a fan club. Any questions for Isabel? Boy, you're letting them off so easy. Sully?
What healthcare career are you looking to pursue?
I'm looking to do pathology and or oncology. I like pathology because I want to focus on the research-based part of cancer research, so yeah. Mariana, did you also have a question?
I just wanted to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Isabel. All right, and so now, Jacqueline, please come up. Jacqueline Tran works in the Stop and Shop Family Pediatric Neuro-Oncology Outcomes Clinic. Jacqueline?
Hello everyone. So my name is Jacqueline, and as of Friday, I am a graduate from Simmons University. And I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Biostatistics, minoring in chemistry, and I was on the pre-med track. And I have worked at Dana-Farber since 2016 for 5 summers and 4 academic school years. And I also started with Dana-Farber through the Science Enrichment Program in 2015. And this past year, I've been working at the Stop and Shop Family Pediatric Neuro-Oncology Outcomes Clinic with Tab Cooney and Jennifer Quadra. And the mission for the department is to be able to empower pediatric survivors who went through brain and spinal tumors through clinical care, education, and research. So my main responsibility this past year was to be able to update the department resources for pediatric survivors so that they are able to navigate through their journey of going through the cancer themselves. And during the times that I was able to be on site, I had the opportunity to shadow Empower preclinic huddles and to go into patient appointments to see how each patient have their own appointments and attending pediatric oncology education journal clubs every month. Some of the skills that I've developed this past year was to be able to adapt through a hybrid work environment, because since the pandemic started, this is my 3rd department that I've been in a hybrid environment. And through that, I was able to use Microsoft Teams and the rest of the Microsoft suite, and being able to acknowledge my use of the Microsoft and to navigate through how to communicate with my department a bit more and to collaborate within the clinical care team in my department. And some of my reflections that when I started, I was a bit timid when I started. So throughout the time that I've been here the past 7 years, I was able to become more confident and grow as a person and a student, while being able to establish more self-care while being a student, having a job, and personal life. And throughout my time as a college student, I was able to develop meaningful relationships with workforce development peers, while being able to mentor high school students, and a couple of you I have had in a couple of summers already, And the quote that I found was strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. And because of the struggles and efforts that I've gone through, I'm happy to announce that I'm going to Tufts University for my Master's of Public Health. And because of that, I want to thank the Workforce Development for helping me navigate through my time at Dana-Farber, and my family for all the support, and the department for the Stop and Shop Family Pediatric Neuro-Oncology Outcomes Clinic for having me this past year. Thank you.
Okay, 7 years. She was just a baby when she came here, okay? And we knew Mom and Dad and Jackie for 7 years there. So any questions for Jacqueline? Sandy?
What are you most looking forward to in your graduate program?
I think just a new perspective in education. Like throughout college, I've done biostatistics, and I kind of want to see how it affects public health, and like have a smoother transition to medical school, because that's the ultimate goal after this master's. So using that of a public health perspective can help me help patients too.
Great job, Jacqueline. Okay. Everybody doing okay?
Oh, yeah.
To get a pulse of the room. Awesome. All right. Our next presenter is Jasmine Cruz, and she works in the Adult Ambulatory Services on Yawkey 11. Jasmine?
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine Cruz, currently a senior at the John D. O'Brien. This upcoming fall, I will be attending Simmons University pursuing nursing. My time here has been a journey. During my first summer working at Dana-Farber, I worked at the Friends Place, which looks like a gift shop at the first glance, but it's also where patients get fitted for their garments and wigs who are undergoing treatment. Following my first academic year and second summer working in the psychosocial oncology and palliative care, also known as POPC, servicing both pediatric and adult patients. Following this presentation, I will have completed my second academic year working in the Adult Ambulatory Services on Yawkey 11, supervised by Megan. In my department, all the providers and clinical assistants work together as a team in order to be able to provide the best care for all patients. In my department, we service patients in 3 departments: head and neck, palliative care, and genitory, also known as GU. These patients get treated via medicine, clinical trials, and counseling. Throughout my time in this department, my responsibilities have stayed consistent. I work in the patient flow window where I would answer patients' questions, file patients' appointment paper for the clinical assistants, and use Epic to both print the daily schedules for the departments and use Epic as a way to keep track of where patients were going and when they checked in, as well as using it to see which provider they were going to see. Additionally, at times, I would receive calls from the front desk, which I would then have to answer the questions that they had. A few important skills that I acquired over time while working in my department were independence and communication. These skills went hand in hand with each other. I had to be independent enough and communicate well with the patients to get the answers that they needed. I had to take initiative and make sure that even when I had people I could rely on to ask for help, like the clinical assistants, if they were busy, I had to be independent and become resourceful when getting the answers on my own that they needed. During my time at Dana-Farber, I have been able to work on my skills and become flexible. This academic year has allowed me to make connections while also teaching me how to balance my academic and personal life along with work. This year has taught me that it's okay to speak up for myself and what I truly want to do. This experience has also allowed me and prepared me to grow into a person, but also become more knowledgeable and branch out. It allowed me to figure out what I'd like to do with my future and the career path I'd like to follow. Being able to intern in 3 departments, I've been able to witness multiple perspectives when it comes to the healthcare system, such as administration and patient care. Throughout my time here at Dana-Farber, this has driven me closer to pursuing my nursing career. I would like to say thank you to all the staff of Y11, especially Joselina, Gerlin, Vernico, and Eric for being so kind and welcoming. I would also like to say thank you to my supervisor, Megan, for assisting me and guiding me throughout my time at this department. I'd also like to say thank you for my supervisor from last year, Amanda. I know she's someone I can count on and ask for advice or even share good news like college acceptance letters. Lastly, I'd like to thank Rachida and Candace for always encouraging me and making sure I'm doing well.
Questions for Jasmine? All right, great job, Jasmine. Our next presenter is Jeneba Traore. Come on up, Jeneba. And Jeneba works in the Gabriel Lab Center for Prevention of Progression.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeneba. I am a 10th grade student at the O'Brien School of Math and Science. This is my second time and first academic year in the Workforce Development Program, and I currently work in the Medical Oncology Gabriel Lab Center for Prevention of Progression with my supervisors Jackie Perry and Vidhi Patel. The Gabriel Lab is named for the head researcher, Dr. Irene Gabriel, as you can see demonstrated in the photo. The Gabriel Lab consists of data specialists and lab technicians who are devoted to identifying people at risk of progression to B-cell malignancies and develop targeted therapies to eliminate the disease before it progresses to multiple myeloma, which is a cancer of the bone marrow in which plasma cells build up and become cancerous. My job in the Gabriel Lab is data management and reporting on the Pangea project and PROMISE study. PROMISE is a screening study for individuals at high risk of precursor conditions of multiple myeloma, such as monoclonal gammopathy of undetermined significance, more commonly referred to in the department as MGUS, and smoldering multiple myeloma. The goal of PROMISE is to establish a screening method for these individuals and gather data that will help understand why some people progress to myeloma and others do not. PROMISE began in 2018 and is proud to be the first screening study in the United States and first screening study ever to screen high-risk individuals. Pangea is an international retrospective cohort of precursor patients with baseline and serial time points of clinical and biological variables to model the progression over time. For these two projects, I am required to view patient charts in Epic and enter that lab data into REDCap. As demonstrated on this slide, it is done by finding a patient's original date of diagnosis and finding a lab date that matches that date of diagnosis. After which, I will read the lab information and input it into REDCap so that it can later be viewed for data purposes. After this, I will look for other labs and annotate as many as I possibly can into REDCap from the original date of diagnosis to the current day. Skills I've learned and brought with me to this job are the ability to properly use Excel, REDCap, and Epic, as well as multi-platform communication through Outlook, Slack, and Microsoft Teams. This is very important because half of the department is virtual and half of the department is in person. So because we are dealing with patient information and data, it is very important that everybody's able to communicate smoothly with one another. Attention to detail is also extremely necessary because, again, we're dealing with patient information and very specific values, and all of this information needs to be as accurate as possible in our databases to ensure the smooth sailing of the function of the Gabriel Lab. I've also come to realize the benefits of implementing my own personal resources and strategies for organization and qualitative purposes. The Workforce Development Program has allowed me to get an inside look into the work it takes to keep Dana-Farber running. Prior to this year, I never really considered much beyond the lab work in the medical research field. The Gabriel Lab has helped me see beyond that through my work in the data team. Another important thing this program has done for me is highlight the importance of self-care. Through that, I have been able to work on myself in many ways to become a better student and employee. Memorable parts of this program are the many one-on-ones I've had with my supervisors and program workshops like the imaging tour and personal finance workshop. I would like to acknowledge the workforce development team, Candace Burns, Gabby Coe, and Rashida Hiranyake, for helping me through my year both in and outside of the program by supporting me through all the highs and lows I have experienced. Workforce development interns Elodia, Giovanni, and Mia for sticking by me and trusting me enough to share their thoughts and feelings. And my supervisors, Jackie Perry and Vidhi Patel, for being so supportive through my journey in the Gabriel Lab and teaching me so many new things.
Any questions for Geneva? Kate?
What are you learning about yourself and what you might want to do in the future?
I would say that I've always been a little bit interested in the research field, and as I said, working in the Gabriel Lab has allowed me to see that there's more than just working in a lab with material. So it definitely sort of gives me a broader spectrum of what a potential research career could look like for me in the future.
So Geneva actually worked in human resources last summer, and I see you have some fans back there who came to support you. Awesome. And Mom, okay? She did? Awesome. Thanks, Geneva. Okay, our next presenter is Giovanni Gonzalez. And Giovanni works in the Center for Cancer Genomics. Giovanni?
Hello, my name is Giovanni Gonzalez. I am a junior at the John D. O'Brien High School, and I work in the medical oncology field, specifically in the Center for Cancer Genomics Department, with my supervisor, Neil Patel. The department mission is that in the Center of Cancer Genomics, they aid in the research on how changes in DNA and genetics affect cancer. Through this research, new drugs are made and tested to ensure its safety for public use. In the bioinformatics field, computational methods and software tools are developed for understanding biological data. A few of my responsibilities include creating pages for the department website using Visual Studio Code or VS Code. One of them includes a selections edit page, which allows the user to make data changes to any selected item on the screen, and a pop-up screen that allows the user to add their current project. Some skills that I've learned working in this program are JavaScript, which is a text-based programming language, which is used to make web pages interactive, React, which is an open source JavaScript library that works best to build user interfaces, and HTML, or the hypertext markup language, which is designed for documents to be displayed in a web browser and for managing a hybrid work schedule. My reflections from this program are that it was an introduction to my first job experience, and that it's helped me make strong connections with colleagues and other student interns. And being here and learning new forms of code has helped jumpstart my future career in video game development or design. And a quote that I would like to say is, being here is an experience, and we are part of that experience. We need to make sure that we make being here a good experience. And by this, I mean if we can't be our good, authentic selves, we can't show the people here at Dana-Farber that we are what we say we are, which is a good, hardworking colleague and friend. Some acknowledgements I'd like to point out are for Tony Anselmo, Neil Patel, and the Center for Cancer Genomics Department, who have helped jumpstart my future careers. The workforce development staff and student trainees especially Elodia, Mia, and Jenaba, for always being there when I'm down or need help. And especially my family, who without them, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you.
All right. Looking out in the crowd for mom. Okay.
Wow.
Any questions for Giovanni? All right. Great job. Thank you. We look forward to working with Giovanni's brother this summer.
Of course.
Johan,
Next
he'll
year,
be here
next
too.
year, next
He's
year.
here? Where is he?
No, next year. we'll
Next,
be here.
this summer, Mom. All right, let's welcome Lee Yu Guan. She works in cancer immunology and virology. Lee Yu?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lee Yu Guan. I am a sophomore in high school at the John D. O'Brien School of Mathematics and Science. I started as an intern at Dana-Farber last summer, and I am now in the Cancer Immunology and Virology department, and my supervisor is Charles Thomas. Cancer Immunology and Virology, also known as CIV, is a department consisting of researchers actively studying various basic science mechanisms to find new treatments for cancer, AIDS, HIV, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. The CIV administrative team manages all the department's academic, operational, and business for a team of 16 independent faculty and over 200 staff. Some of my responsibilities in this department includes managing purchase orders and requests for department laboratories, track data discrepancies in our database using softwares like Smartsheet and Excel, assist in coding and updating the department intranet. I also help with operational management of capital equipment, including conducting detailed inventories. This is actually one of my favorite tasks because I get to walk around and explore around the department. I also supported personnel-related data organization related to annual reviews and department retreats. I created some short how-to videos for various tasks in the department. Some skills I acquired in the Cancer Immunology Virology department is learning how to use some of the softwares like Microsoft Office programs, Smartsheet, and Adobe Scan. I learned how to edit and develop how-to videos, inventory like tracking some of our equipments in the department, and lastly, sponsored research funding management, including management of deliverables and organization of tracking systems. My internship journey was filled with learning opportunities in both a professional and healthcare setting. We engaged in professional workshops and career readiness programs, and two of my favorite workshops were learning how to manage personal finance and choosing a college. I acquired time management and organization skills in the department, and the overall experience increased my interest in the business administration and management field. I want to acknowledge the workforce development team, Candice, Gabby, and Rachada, and also my supervisor, Charles, and my coworker, John, for helping me during this journey. So I have some pictures here. The picture on the left is a group photo during one of our department retreat at the Hale Reservation, and the picture at the top right corner is a picture of me and my supervisor, Charles, and the picture at the bottom is a picture of me and my coworker, John. Thank you.
Okay, Charles. I mean, can I go back to that skills slide? I mean, the responsibility slides.
Leah's done a lot this year, that's for sure.
She's gonna be. She did a lot. I see John here too. Hi, John. So.
If she doesn't work in CIV, she's probably gonna be in HRIS.
Okay, I know you're gonna be her future boss.
I hope so.
In 5 years, she's gonna graduate and come back here. And maybe take your job, John. Any questions for Liu? John?
I just want to say you've been a good job again. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
More than you know, like every day. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay, thank you. Our next presenter is Miriam Lawal, and Miriam works in the Adult Ambulatory Services on Yawkey 6.
Hello everyone, my name is Miriam Lawal and I am a rising junior at Simmons University majoring in nursing. This is my 4th year working at Dana-Farber. I've worked 4 summers and 2 academic years. I started off virtually working with Patient and Family Programs Resource Room, which I was able to use Epic and also file Joe Andrewsy applications. And now I work at Adult Ambulatory Services at Yawkey 6, and my supervisors are Carrie McVeigh and Gabe Lozada. So the mission of the Yawkey building is to support the Dana-Farber Brigham's Cancer Center Disease Centers in delivering the best care to our patients. So on my floor, we work with sarcoma and melanoma patients. Sarcoma is cancer that starts from the tissue, and melanoma is skin cancer. So overall, we want to seek and provide advanced compassionate care to create self-welcoming, patient-centered environment to our patients. As you can see, I have many responsibilities in my department. I send PKs and biopsy kits to the lab. PKs, also short for pharmacokinetics, which is used to identify what the body is doing to the drug. I also monitor RTLS software, which is a real-time locating system, and I'm able to track patients and see which rooms need to be cleaned. As you can see, I clean infusion and exam rooms, and the picture on my screen is a picture of one of our exam rooms. I also escort patients to examine infusion rooms. I offer patients snacks, blankets, and water. I check expiration dates for stocked items and call transport and interpreter for patients that need them. So throughout my whole journey, I've learned how important it is to improve communication, time management, and teamwork in a fast-paced environment like healthcare. Effective communication is key to ensuring quality patient care. I learned to build trust, respect, and positive communication with everyone I worked with, and also the importance of patient interaction. I realized that patients are not just their medical conditions, but they're also individuals with unique needs and emotions. I also had the opportunity to understand my why, the reason why I chose to pursue a career in healthcare. I realized that my passion lies in helping others and making a difference in other people's lives. And also just gaining that exposure to oncology nursing and nursing in general has given me a new perspective on challenges and rewards of the profession. I would like to acknowledge Candice and Rashida for giving me the opportunity to work in this department to gain more clinical experience, as they know I'm a nursing student. I would like to acknowledge Carlisha, Gabriel, and Carrie McVeigh for being awesome supervisors. Melody Tong, who is a CA that I work along with, and she's also a nursing student. And I would like to acknowledge the nurses on Yawkey 6 and the clinical assistants on Yawkey 6 as well. Thank you.
Questions for Miriam? All right, we'll keep moving along. Thank you, Miriam. Okay, our next presenter is Mariana Gomez, and she works in the cord blood donation program. Mariana?
Hi. My name is Mariana. I just finished my 2nd year of nursing school at Northeastern University, majoring in nursing, obviously. I've been part of the workforce development program for about 3 years. It's been a while. I started the summer before my senior year of high school, and I currently work in the cord blood donation program with my supervisor, Amanda, who wanted to be here. She couldn't. Okay. So the cord blood donation program is a research department for Dana-Farber and it's located in Brigham and Women's Hospital on the labor and delivery unit. The program allows patients to donate their baby's umbilical cord blood to be used in research and cancer treatments. So my responsibilities in the cord blood donation program have slightly changed since my role in the department has changed from an administrative assistant to a donation coordinator. Now, the responsibilities that I have consist of determining patient eligibility and obtaining their consent for public cord blood banking. I also collect, process, and transport umbilical cord units from vaginal deliveries and C-sections. Lastly, I obtain medical histories from the parents and the maternal samples drawn from the birth mother. These are the different job skills that I've acquired while working at the cord blood donation program. I'm able to use MS, Master Control, and Epic. In addition, I've increased my professionalism and my knowledge of personal protective equipment. As I said, I began the program the summer before my senior year of high school, and I found out about the program through a presentation that Rachida and Kansas did at my high school. Due to COVID breaking out, I started the program virtually, which consisted of several different workshops ranging from career development to just exploring different departments at Dana-Farber through guest speakers. Once I could finally be on site, I began working on Yawkey 11, which focused on genital, urinary, and head and neck oncology, and I worked as a secretary. It was my first time working in a hospital, and during a pandemic we knew nothing about. Since I was one of the first faces patients would see while being on the unit, I was able to get a lot more comfortable communicating with patients. While working on Yawkey 11, I also attended a lot of workshops, including college workshops, which helped me during my college application process. I also won the DFCI Health Careers Taco Bell Renewable Scholarship, which helped my family out a lot. After a year of working at Yawkey 11, I moved to the cord blood donation program, and the environment was a lot different because I never worked in a research department, and I had never worked with a small team, and been part of so many intimate procedures, because again, I go to a lot of vaginal deliveries and a lot of C-sections. I can't even count how many I've gone to, but it's really cool. In addition, I was nominated to be in the DFCI newspaper as a student spotlight. All of this health career experience I've had through workforce development helped me stand out during my co-op application process. Now I'm currently working as a full-time patient care associate at the inpatient psychiatric unit at Mass General Hospital. These are the different people I would like to acknowledge. Kansas, Rachida, they've been through the journey with me. It's been great. Christy and Gabe were my supervisors in my last department. They welcomed me with open arms and made working in healthcare a lot easier. Amanda and Isabella, they've been great mentors to me. Deb is the manager. She's also been great. Sandy was so great during my college application process. Jackie has been in the program with me since I started, so it's been great. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions for Mariana? Yes, Dee.
So I haven't been part of the program, but since we're twins, I feel like I kind of have been at the same time. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm very impressed by everyone who is able to be in the program. And the resources that you guys were able to receive are also very impressive. Although, like, I wasn't part of the program, my sister would constantly provide these resources also onto me. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mom, Dee, and I know boyfriend's here, and so Dee. And Dee, I feel like you've been a part of our program too, because we've seen you at every single Zoom family event. So thank you for being here. Our next presenter is Mia from the Pediatric Oncology Perini Family Survivors Center. Mia?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mia Moore, and I'm a graduating senior attending John D. O'Brien School of Math and Science. And this upcoming fall, I'll be attending UMass Boston in the College of Science and Mathematics. I started working at Dana-Farber in the summer of 2022, and I currently work as an intern in the Pediatric Oncology Department at the Perini Family Survivor Center with my supervisor, Autumn Zaborski. The department's mission is where the cancer survivorship program where pediatric patients who completed their treatment go for their follow-up checkups and appointments. The center provides care and conducts patient-oriented research for adults in Dana-Farber's Adult Survivorship Program and for children in the David B. Perini Jr. Quality of Life Clinic. The Perini Family Survivor Center has several programs in place to address the long-term physical and emotional needs of cancer survivors and to offer them the tools to live as fully as possible. And cancer is known to come back, so it's always important that patients have a program where they're able to go back and to receive the care that they need after receiving treatment. And patients are only able to get into the program after being 2 years off of treatment. Through my time at Dana-Farber, my responsibilities consisted of creating letters for new incoming patients and overdue patients. I organized patient information for upcoming appointments. I updated patients' medical files into SERBOC, which is a program where you can upload patients' medical files and documents, and I supported the department on the Salmon Sheets project, which is a project where I had to print out new patients' appointment records, and I had to file them into binders, and then I had to go through into the database where I had to make sure the diagnosis that they were assigned were correct. The many skills I've had were computer skills, working with Microsoft Excel, Citrix Workspace, Epic, and SERBOC. I've had organization skills and office skills, and I also developed teamwork skills with my workforce development peers. Throughout this program, I was able to work independently, which helped me to be more independent with myself and completing tasks, especially since this was my first ever real professional job I've had. I've managed my time with balancing school, work, and home commitments that I've had. I participated in memorable workshops such as personal finance, where I was able to learn how to manage money and managing a budget, while also an HMS Med Science simulation where we were able to diagnose a patient and also participate in intubations. And also this program has gave me an introduction to different careers in the healthcare to better prepare my future and to help me decide what I want to do with my future. I would like to thank Candace Burns, Gabrielle Cole, Rashida Hernyakit, Chelsea, Max, Autumn, and the Workforce Development Academic Year students for helping me through this journey. Question?
Questions for Mia? Yes, Jennifer.
Remind me again where you're going to school in the fall?
I'm going to UMass Boston.
All right. Great job, Mia. Oops. Okay, our next presenter is Nathan Lee. Come on up, Nathan. And Nathan works in cutaneous oncology. Nathan?
Hi everyone, my name is Nathan and I'm currently a junior at the O'Brien. I started this summer with my supervisor Sarah Garcia. In the cutaneous oncology department. The cutaneous oncology department treats solid tumors and cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. For solid tumors, that includes squamous cell carcinoma, basal cell carcinoma, and Merkel cell carcinoma. Patients receive standard of care, which is pre-approved treatments and drugs that are used to treat cancers. And we also have clinical trials, which are new drugs that we are testing to see if they are effective and if they are safe. We also participate in research by having banking studies where we collect tissue, which allows us to understand cancer more and develop new treatments. I worked on many projects throughout the year, including IND safety reports, banking consents, documenting staff on trials, and assisting CRC's transition to LiveLink. IND safety reports are reports that are sent from other sites that talk about adverse events or events that patients have experienced because of the drug. And I take that information and put it into an Excel spreadsheet. For banking consents, I scanned consents and I was able to shadow CRCs or clinical research coordinators obtaining consents. For documenting staff on trials, I had to review multiple documents, including delegation of authority logs in 1572s to find staff in research studies, so we know what staff can work on which studies. I also assisted CRC's transition to LiveLink, which included redacting protected health information from documents and ensuring that files in the LiveLink are also in the shared drive. I've learned many skills while working, which include soft skills like time management, organization, and working with a team. In addition, I also learned new software, including Microsoft software, Adobe Acrobat, and Fax. Experiences. So I was able to go into clinic and observe a biopsy, which I thought was really cool. I also got to shadow CRCs giving consents, even with translators. I also was able to get close to a cutaneous oncology team, which allowed me to learn more about careers in cancer research, and it helped me solidify my interest in a research career. Hail Reservation was also a great team building activity that the workforce development students went on, and I got to climb a tree for the first time. Because of my interest in research career, I will be going to CURE, a sister program, which will allow me to work in a research lab. I'll be working in the Corey lab where I'll be researching mitochondria and cell metabolism. So I like to thank workforce development staff, Candace Burns, Gabby Ho, and Rachida Hernyakit. I'd also like to thank the cutaneous oncology team, Harita, Thomas, Sarah, and Pamela, because they have gave me many experiences and helped me learn more. Thank you.
Great job, Nathan. Any questions for Nathan? Oh, Diane.
What kind of tree and how big was it?
I'm not sure how tall it was, but it was pretty tall.
Yeah, each year before we start and kick off the academic year, we all go on a team building, outdoor, experiential experience. And so we do high ropes, low ropes, we learn each other's names, so it's really an opportunity to build rapport and trust with the group.
I was wondering what kind of research would you like to focus on in the future?
In the future, I think I like to focus on infectious diseases and AIDS, probably. Yeah.
Great job, Nathan. All right. So, how are the students doing?
Great.
Are they amazing?
Yes.
They're doing awesome. Really, really great job. Our next presenter is Namaka Esenwa. Come on up, Namaka. And Namaka works in MAGIC, Malignant Germ Cell International Consortium.
Hi everyone, my name is Namaka Sanwa. I am a graduating senior on Thursday from UMass Boston, majoring in with a major in communication and minor in criminology and criminal justice. I came into Dana-Farber in 2021, at first in the internal communication department, and then I moved over to pediatric oncology, malignant germ cell international consortium with my supervisors, Lindsay Costa-Kemper and Dr. Lindsay Frazier. Sorry. What is MAGIC? MAGIC is a global consortium of oncologists, scientists, researchers, world-leading experts in germ cell tumors from across the spectrum of cancer research with a shared goal of developing more effective treatments for germ cell tumors through scientific inquiry. Did you know that germ cell tumors span within the range of 15 to 40 years? Some responsibilities I was tasked with was to expand MAGIC's public-facing communication and to develop an overall communication strategy for the consortium. And with that, I developed a quarterly newsletter using a software called HubSpot. I also created a calendar for the meetings using a WordPress plugin. I also made edits to the consortium's website and managed social media, Instagram, Twitter, content and posts. It was very interesting using these. I learned on the job using technical softwares like HubSpot. It allowed me to be creative, especially with making the newsletter and using the WordPress because it had some fun features. Here's some pictures. The top left is a picture of the newsletter that I created. Some time we've spent here as well last summer with some colleagues, and in the hair reservation, like Rachida talked about, which was one of my favorite bonding times because we got to, like you said, experience. Yeah, exactly. Some takeaways from this role has been definitely improving my collaboration, time management, and leadership skills. I was a mentor to some high school students last summer. I also got an insight to working in a corporate-like setting in healthcare. I definitely networked and built working relationships internally and externally with my peers and just some other partnering cancer teams outside Dana-Farber. I also have a better understanding of myself as a young professional. I also learned I like a hybrid working environment. As for acknowledgements, I definitely want to thank my managers, Lindsay Costa-Kemper and Dr. Lindsay Frazier, who have, although have been of great help to, have helped me along the way and are very great team leaders and workers. I definitely want to thank Candace Burns and Rachida Haranyakit for this very well-grounded experience. It's amazing being here, honestly. So thank you.
Questions for Namaka?
Do you know what you're doing now that you're graduating? Congratulations. by the
Thank
way.
you.
Yeah.
I am looking to go into law school. Yes, that is the plan. Yeah.
Did you enjoy getting your minor in criminology?
That is what is pushing me to go to law school now. Yeah, it's really amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Namaka. Okay, now I'd like to welcome Sabrina Souza up, and Sabrina works in the Adult Ambulatory Services.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Sosa. I'm currently a junior at Theo Bryant, and I've been working at DFCI for 3 summers and 2 academic years, where I was first placed in the imaging department and have now been placed in the Department of Adult Ambulatory Services with my supervisor, Barbara Jones. When it comes to our mission, my department strives to provide the best compassionate and respectful care for patients. As many of our patients tend to stay at the hospital for hours on end, we also strive to create a sense of comfortability for patients throughout their time. And within my department, we seek to provide hematology services and provide stem cell transplantation and cellular therapies alongside treating leukemia. As for my job responsibilities at work, I am expected to organize and restock all cabinets which hold materials for doctors and nurses to use when treating patients. This means checking on every cabinet hourly as a means to see whether or not it needs to be restocked, as doctors and nurses are reliant on them. Sometimes I may also check each area for any expired items, replacing whatever is in need of replacement. Another one of my responsibilities is to provide efficient care for patients. This includes cleaning beds or chairs for incoming patients after a patient leaves, giving directions to patients or patient families, whether that means directing them to a room, directing them to the bathroom, or directing them towards the exit on their way out, and grabbing any food or drinks a patient may ask for if their nurses and doctors are busy. Throughout this experience, I've been capable of gaining many skills. These include coworker communication, as I am always communicating with my coworkers when it comes to cleaning rooms and making sure that each room is clean by the time it's needed so that no patients are left waiting to come in for too long, as sometimes my coworkers may need to go on break or will have emergencies in which indicate they need to step out. Along with this, I have strengthened my skill in attention to detail and time management, as these are key skills needed when restocking items, as I mentioned before, and balancing each of my responsibilities so that nothing is done late. I've also learned to be more professional when it comes to how I present myself, because I've come to learn that what you wear to work matters. And when it comes to patient communication, as when it comes to speaking to a patient, there are specific ways you need to speak as a means to make them feel comfortable. I've been in this program since the summer of 2021. However, this is my first time within a different department. In my time within my new department, I've gained a lot of new experience surrounding patient involvement, as within my other department, I never really had to speak to patients. This experience has really opened my eyes to show me that I am far more comfortable than I thought I was in terms of patient involvement, and that within my future, I want to work in a position where I am capable of being more involved and connected with patients. In turn, I've also come out of my comfort zone in the sense that I had to work with a larger group of people, something I wasn't very comfortable with in the beginning. I've also been given the opportunity to shadow during many EKG procedures, allowing me to both interact with patients and learn more about how to make a patient feel comfortable whenever you're placed in a room with them. I also gained a lot of better knowledge in the college process, what I may want to major in, and what colleges are best suited for me. Last but not least, I was able to experience many different fun workshops, one of my favorites being the student retreat at Hale Reservation. To conclude my presentation, I'd like to acknowledge Candace Burns, Gabby Coe, Carrie Christian, Rachida Henriakit, Barbara Jones, Shavisha Joseph, Lashina Victorian, and the Workforce Development student interns. Do you have any questions?
Questions for Sabrina? Lila.
Do you remember your first interaction with a patient and how you felt in that moment?
Yeah, it was during an EKG. Shadow was like the first one that I had. And I was super nervous because I didn't know if they were gonna ask me questions or if I was supposed to like interact with them. But it was really fun. We had like a very full conversation and they asked me like how long I've been in the program, what I've been learning and stuff. It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Okay. Our next presenter is Samantha Gonzalez, and Samantha works in the Adult Resource Center. Samantha?
Good afternoon. My name is Samantha Gonzalez, and I work at the Adult Resource Center in nursing and patient care services. Currently, I'm a junior at the O'Brien, and I will be a senior in the fall. So at the Adult Resource Center, and my supervisor is Derek Lynch, who is a resource specialist himself. What he does specifically is advocate for patients in need and provide them any resources that they might need. So at the Adult Resource Center, we provide with patients who are struggling to meet financial needs due to medical costs. So what this means is that whenever a patient is struggling to meet financial needs, this could be due to medical costs that can come out of struggling with cancer. We provide resources like Stop and Shop gift cards, Target gift cards, gas, and as well as connect patients with foundations who provide grants between $75 and up to $5,000. Daily, I find new foundations by searching the internet. Sometimes me and my team will share findings of unheard grant programs. With these grant programs, we determine whether or not they can be provided with Dana-Farber. I have reviewed paperwork of patients who submit to these programs, as well as hand-deliver gift cards to patients who stop by any of our buildings. During the winter season, holiday cards that can include up to $500 in necessities are given out to anyone who applies, which makes it really memorable to watch people receive gifts during the holiday season, especially when they can be struggling. Some of the skills I've learned throughout my experience here at the Adult Resource Center is Microsoft, such as Excel and Outlook. With learning how to use Outlook comes professional email etiquette, as well as organizational skills, which can be very important when using the QuickBase system, where we document interactions with foundations and patients. What had drawn me to the Workforce Development Program was the professional setting and strong sense of community, which was really important to me when I was thinking about the type of job I wanted when I was getting older and when I was looking for my first job. Through workforce development, I quickly learned that there was more than just the patient-facing side of healthcare. This included in the onboarding process, I learned the different departments that included at least 3 of my job interests, which was social work, administrative, and pediatrics. In the fall, we visited Hale, which was the rope course exercise and team building exercises that Rachida had mentioned earlier. We also participated in financial workshops where we learned about building credit and learning how to save. And we did a couple panels between patients and people who worked at Dana-Farber where I understood what it meant to be a physician's assistant and a radiologist. To end my presentation, I'd like to give a couple thanks to some of the people in this room. First, I'd like to say thank you to Candace, Gabby, and Rachida for being great mentors and simultaneously being great role models for me and my peers and extremely supportive. As well as Maddie and Derek, who are my 2 supervisors. Not only do they perform well at what they do at their job, they make being in the office extremely fun, and I had a really fun time learning about the Adult Resource Center. And lastly, for Sabrina for introducing me to this program and the rest of the workforce development trainees. Thank you.
Hi, Derek. Hi, Maddie. How'd she do?
Amazing.
So great.
Any questions for her?
She's the best.
Any questions for Samantha?
I love you.
Is that mommy?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't leave families because we have to take some photos.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Our final presentation is with Ciliaris Rodriguez Gonzalez, and Ciliaris also works in the cord blood donation program. Come on up, Ciliaris.
Hi, my name is Ciliaris, and I work in the cord blood donation program. I'm a senior at Madison Park, and I've been in the cord blood donation since I came into the workforce development program since last summer. Our department provides Brigham and Women's Hospital patients the opportunity to donate cord blood to a public bank where it will be listed in the Be the Match registry, available to be matched and used in stem cell transplants to treat cancers like leukemia and lymphoma. Cord blood is often used as an alternative to bone marrow transplant when a bone marrow transplant donor cannot be found, and patients of racial and ethnic minority often have more difficulty in finding bone marrow transplant matches and often rely on cord blood as a stem cell source. My responsibilities are to assemble confidential packets where there will be information once the cord blood is collected, manage confidential data entry and processed. Also, after the cord blood is collected from the patient, and coordinate with providers to attend vaginal deliveries and C-sections to collect the cord blood. My journey here, I have learned to be more professional and the importance of communicating, speaking up. I have had immense support from my supervisors and my coworkers. Being in the operating room for the first time to observe a C-section was one of my biggest highlights while working in the cord blood. I'd like to acknowledge my supervisors, Isabella and Amanda, and the Workforce Development Program. Any questions?
Questions for Ciliaris? Sandy?
What are you looking forward to after graduation?
I'm attending UMass Boston and majoring in biochem.
All right, thank you, Ciliaris.
Wow, wow, wow. Let's have another round of applause of these students. Oh my. You know, okay, so students, first two rows, I just want you to look around because as we say a lot, it takes a village. Look around at your village, right? I want to acknowledge the families that came out to support, and not only today, but we know you play a major role in supporting individuals that are sitting in these front two rows. I want to thank our Dana-Farber colleagues who serves as mentors, supervisors, guides, just amazing examples for our students. I want to thank our HR colleagues. Shout out to the HR colleagues who, I'm telling you, just because you are here, demonstrating your support, whether it's helping to onboard our students, some of you have even hosted students, and just being a support system to the workforce development team. All of this work, when we talk about workforce development, is part of our greater inclusion, diversity, and equity efforts at the Institute. And that is headed up by the gentleman in the back, Ian Matthew Clayton. Give a shout out. I'm telling you, if you don't have the leadership behind you, supporting the work and just, coming out and being present, and not only being present, again, as I talked about, talking the talk and walking the walk. So thankful for your leadership, Ian, and the team, our workforce development team, who you all had the pleasure of meeting individually, and a major shout out to Gabby and, of course, Rachita for leading this work for the last 10 years. I mean, just amazing, amazing work. So with that, we have some tokens of, I want to say appreciation, but of acknowledgement and recognition for our students. And two special gifts for our college graduates, Namaka and Jacqueline. So Rachita has those, but other students, please make sure that you depart with your gift from us. Thank you all again for coming out. And please enjoy snacks in the back of the room. Socialize, stick around because we take pictures. You saw all those pictures, okay? So we want to get some pictures of y'all as well. Thank you.